humanity. It's a non-two world, broadcasting from the confines of my parents' basement to you. So that little brain of mine has been churning, wondering, what is this all about? Disclosure, aliens, UFOs. Yes, folks, that hamster wheel inside my head has been grinding out some interesting thoughts. We're at the cusp of a very interesting time where it seems that we're about to learn the truth about being visited from another species, either from another dimension or from another star system, or maybe both. And for the most part, it seems most people are shrugging it off, not even really giving it two thoughts. But there's many reasons for this. It's because the disinformation campaign worked. The humiliation campaign worked. Back through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s, if you admitted you saw something strange in the sky, people looked at you weird, and they laughed at you. Decades upon decades of disinformation. It worked. It absolutely worked. And what a lot of people should be upset about is the fact that they've been lied to. Once the lid gets blown off of this completely, and people actually see that these people weren't lying and are telling the truth, I'm wondering what the psychological state of humanity is going to be. And I can almost guarantee that there's still going to be a portion of people shrugging it off like, oh well, it doesn't matter. Because life in this day and age has become so mundane. The mundane tasks of getting up in the morning, going to work, it's just the same droning on and on and on. And that's part of the experiment, isn't it? And when I say experiment, society it's a complete experiment. We're still trying to figure things out. We still can't agree on everything. We're always fighting about every single little thing that could possibly happen. You got culture wars back and forth. How dare that person be that way? How dare they be gay? How dare they be this, that, and the other? We are the experiment. If you really think about it on a psychological level, it kind of makes more sense. And I'll admit it, I am biased to this. Why am I biased to this? Because I saw something when I was younger that defied all logical explanation that my brain couldn't even comprehend. So I'm very biased towards this. Do I think it's aliens? I probably am pushed to that side. I'm still skeptical about a lot of different things. I want the proof just like the skeptics do, because, once we get that, it's game over. And there needs to be proof. There needs to be proof to justify all of the coming changes that need to take place within government and society. How silly are we all going to look if this is all actually true, when we were fighting over the small little things in life, when suddenly we realize that we're just a little tiny speck of nothing in the vast infinite universe. And we always have been. We just have an ego about us where we think we're superior to everything because we're supposedly the most superior species on this planet. But maybe we're not anymore. Maybe that has all changed. There have been various entities of the US government that has experimented on its own population. And it had to come to an end. At least we think it came to an end during the 70s when the CIA was told to stop screwing around with American citizens. But did it really? No, it didn't. So this is a massive point here. If the disinformation campaign was geared as a psychological operation to disenfranchise the American people from knowing that they were not alone in the universe, well, folks, that kind of fuckery is illegal. A massive lie perpetuated by any government institution upon the American people is illegal and should be dealt with accordingly. If what David Grush is saying is true, we've been stymied as a civilization technologically. The big cats at the top didn't deem you necessary to know, and they hid it from you. And honestly, it's even worse than that. They didn't trust you with that information. They thought it was in your best interest to stay stupid and numb to knowing the fact that you are not alone. And let's get to the counter argument of this. What if Grush is lying? What if he went in front of the Congress and during the hearing, he's just like, I'm gonna fool all these people. I'm gonna lie to them. That again denotes a psychological operation by the government on a massive scale. Why? Because there's so many people saying it. So one way or another, there's a psychological operation going on that's contributing to this phenomena. True or false? Remember, David Grush isn't the only one that came forward. Lou Alessandro came forward, and there's been plenty of whistleblowers that came forward to testify about this. Commander Fravor, and if you look back at history, all of the other people that have been involved in this too. So if you look back even just to the Roswell incident in 1947, and you see that first they put out a UFO crashed, and then they retracted that statement and put out it was just a weather balloon. It wasn't until years later that people actually did come forward and tell the truth of what they believe they saw that day. There are sworn affidavits from a lot of different people that were supposedly there. So either way you look at it, there's been a perpetuation of a lie in one form or another about this very topic. Is it true or is it false? And me being biased, I'm saying I believe that we're being visited. I believe David Grush, I believe Lou Alessandro, and I believe probably the majority of the witnesses who came forward who testified that they were at the Roswell crash and signed sworn affidavits. If you've ever been in a conversation with someone who's actually experienced a UFO in their lifetime, you'll know they're telling the truth by just seeing the fire and the glimmer in their eyes when they're talking about it. But anyways, back to the main topic. What should the citizens of the United States do once they find out that they've been lied to for over 80 years? It's my opinion that most people are just so beaten down already that they're not going to do anything about it. They're just going to shrug it off. There's going to be activists like me out there calling for systematic change, absolutely. But the majority of people will still sit on their couch because they are still going to be enjoying the bullshit that's being fed to them through the tube. TikTok's going to be more important. Getting that next video of some celebrity doing something stupid more important, instead of understanding and realizing the profound effect that this is going to have on humanity. And I guess my real question too is, why don't people care? One way or another you've been lied to, and everybody just shrugs it off. Is that just part of the conditioning of the United States? Remember when the United States invaded Iraq? Remember Colin Powell standing in front of the UN saying, "We have the proof." Our intel tells us that there's weapons of mass destruction, and the media cheered it on. Most of the citizens of the United States cheered it on because everyone was just blind with rage because of 9/11. Misinformation, disinformation works. It's proven to work. We've seen it work. Not one damn thing happened to George Bush or Cheney, even after admitting, whoopsie, that's a lot of dead people, we were wrong. Hey, do me a favor, if you liked the video, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, even if you're not subscribed, please give the video a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm loves to play games with videos like this. Love y'all, live in peace, and I'll be making more content soon.